Okay, that was amazing television. 97 just had its season finale, and I wanted to dive into that episode a bit, as well as give you my thoughts on the overall whole season. I am sure there are already hundreds of videos out there on YouTube going into all the various cameos that were in this finale, so I'm not going to dive into all of that, but I will say you do get to see Spider-Man, you get to see Doctor Strange, you get to see Mr. Fantastic, Scarlet Witch is there, that's just to name a few. This is a very intense episode. Bastion is a very powerful and very formidable enemy. He would actually be really cool to see a live action. He has so much power. I was feeling nervous for the entire team in this episode. This season so far had been showing a lot of dark qualities. It was kind of feeling like Game of Thrones in terms of you're not really sure who's going to be safe. So I was fully prepared for them to kill a bunch of people in this episode. One of the things I thought stood out the most was the emotional moments between Xavier and Magneto. Those two have such a complicated past. You know that they have been friends for years and they are on different sides of the argument. Magneto is more against humans and doesn't want to have peace with them, whereas Charles wants to try to work things out. I always kind of get the impression it's kind of like Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. I feel like that rivalry is kind of based on that. I might be wrong though. We end up inside of Magneto's mind and we get a view into just how much damage is in there. He has been through a lot in his life, and I feel like by the end of this episode, Charles has actually helped Magneto process some of that anger and resentment that he's holding on to. Maybe he will have a full redemption arc in the next season because, as we know, he didn't really stay good this entire season. Oh, and let's dig into that ending really quick. We got to see a young Apocalypse. That is very cool to see. I am very excited to see him come back as the main villain of the next season. I remember very fondly watching Apocalypse on the original series. He was scary. He was dangerous. He was just so immensely powerful. Even back then, I loved him. I can only imagine what kind of stories they're going to come up with him in this kind of storyline, because this has been a very dark, more heavy version of X-Men. I don't remember the 90s cartoon being so intense and so grounded. I do want to go back and rewatch the original series just to see, was it this deep? Was it this powerful and emotional back then? Because I don't remember it. Regardless, it appears we're going to have Apocalypse as the main villain in the next season, and hopefully this version will wash away the taste from the awful Fox X-Men movie version of Apocalypse with Oscar Isaacs. He didn't look right. He didn't act right. I'm expecting this cartoon to make me feel a lot better about that character again. I thought this season was near perfection. There are so many fantastic episodes in this season. The action was super visceral. I love seeing the animation. It kept the old-fashioned look, but obviously looked more updated. The graphics were a little bit cleaner. I loved hearing the new original theme. I kind of wish they weren't using some of the animations to show you what's going to happen in the upcoming episode. I don't remember the original series doing that, but either way, that's a small gripe. I love hearing it. Every time that theme song starts playing, I crank up my sound system because I love it. I'm super excited for season 2 because I loved this season quite a bit. I'm going to give this season a 9, and the only reason I'm doing that is because some of the earlier episodes didn't necessarily hook me as much. You know, I'm sure people might agree with that. But either way, a 9 is super respectable, and that definitely beckons someone to watch the show. So if you haven't seen the show yet, you definitely should check it out. If you did see the show, put your thoughts in the comments. Let me know, did you like it? And also, did you like this video? If you did, please hit the like button. And if you want to hear more things from me, please subscribe to this channel. Later.